Hello, Flosstube. My name is Olivia and my channel is Long Live the Stitcher. Some people call me Liv, so it's the inspiration for my name. I have this channel. It's all dedicated to my cross stitching, my cross stitch projects, the love of small, beautiful things, and kind of as a platform to talk about how cross stitch has really helped my mental health, helped me deal with the rigors of a really stressful job, and also have an outlet to talk about what I really love in this world. And right now it is cross stitch. I am cross stitch obsessed. I'm so happy to find a community of people who, like me, are loving this craft. So welcome. If you're a new subscriber, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that something here brings you joy. So I just finished a video. If you're watching and you're binging a streamline, you might notice I'm wearing the same clothes because I just finished the video. I'm giving a tour of my stitching corner. So I am still in my stitching corner right now. And I'm going to now show a WIP parade. So I'm going to take out all of my works in progress, show you kind of the stitching I've been able to do on them. I've been able to make some progress. Just quick life update. Oh no, I'll go back to, so we're gonna do a WIP parade, guys, and then I'm gonna show you 2 new starts that I have all kitted up and ready for that first stitch. So, right, life update. I just finished a job. I'm a lawyer and I just wrapped up a job that was really intense. I finished cross-stitching related, a bunch of projects that were work gifts for my colleagues. So I've gifted all 5 of my colleagues a cross-stitch gift that was personalized, that was a lot of work. And so it was very exciting to have them all done, to give them away, and then on my last day be able to see some of those gifts displayed in their offices already. So it was really heartwarming. So I'm happy that they can have something to think of me perhaps when they look at that in their office. Maybe they'll think of me and go, or they'll think of me and go, but they will think of me. I also am going to, so I have a couple of weeks of vacation, a couple of weeks of blissful unemployment before my next job starts up. And I am enjoying this to the hilt. That means there's a lot of stitching and a lot of travel. I just got back from the Nashville, Kentucky area where I'm from, so shout out to all my fellow Kentuckians, and did some road stitching while I was there. I'll show you what I worked on. And I'm getting ready to go on another big trip with my husband. This is kind of our trip of a lifetime so far. We're saying it's the trip of our lifetimes until the next trip of our lifetime. We're going to the United Kingdom. We are flying out to England and we are going to spend a couple of weeks exploring England and Scotland, and I could not be more excited. So one of the things I'm asking the Flosstube community is, where are the cross-stitch stores that I need to go to? So I'm gonna be in London, I'm gonna be in Cornwall, I'm gonna go to the Dorset coast, I'm going to York, I'm going to Edinburgh. Yes, those are the main places. So if there is a awesome local cross-stitch store that I need to visit, hit me up, let me know. I feel like, especially as American, a lot of the things that I do, well, just as American in general, a lot of our heritage is from another place, right? There is a distinct American history and culture, but so many things that are part of that culture are actually, are secondhand to us, that come from some other place. And cross-stitching is one of those. I feel like there's a lot of cross-stitching that was born of the UK, that was born of a lot of English traditions particularly. And I'd love to go back to, one of the motherlands. So if there's a place like the ladies for Bothy Threads, adore them. They were instrumental when I was first getting going, especially with big projects. So if there's a place to go, a place to hit up, let me know. I'd love to do that. So please tell me where to go in the UK. That's it. So I'll have a new job in a couple of weeks, but for now I'm enjoying blissful, like I said, purposeful unemployment. So my WIP parade, I have a couple of things to show off. And that's kind of unique for me. So I had the coworker gifts, and that was specific. That was the most projects I've ever had going at any particular time, because those were 5 individual gifts to give out, as well as everything else that I was stitching on, which wasn't a whole lot. prior to really that point, when I started those back in January, so January 2023, just a couple months ago really, I'd really been kind of a monogamous stitcher. I usually just had one big project going on at a time, or maybe my big tapestry project, my Scarlet Quince design, and then maybe a small thing going on. But the small thing was always a gift for somebody else. I have never finished an object, never finished a cross-stitch object that was for me. And so in the course of working on my coworker gifts, I kind of was like, well, you know what I might like? I might like a bookmark that's cross-stitched, or I might like something that's pretty. So I literally, in one day, started three new cross-stitch projects that were all for me, that were all things that I thought were pretty and that I would like to have. So now I have gone from a monogamish stitcher to a full-on, I don't know if this is polyamory for cross-stitch, but I'm living in it. I got a bunch, and I'm liking it a lot. So let's do it. Let's have a WIP parade. First up are gonna be the items in my scroll rods. So I have, oh no, one that fell down. I have one that fell down, but I saved it. So first up is going to be what I call the C. So that weekend that I started the new projects, I jokingly called it Bugs, Bees, and C's. So this is the C's project. Here we are. I put it in my scroll frames. Oh, and I have a needle minder that has a naughty word on it, so I'm gonna take that off. Haha. And let me put my needle away so it is not going to distract from the beautiful picture, which is not that much, but here we are. So this is my scroll frame and my progress so far, and I am digging it. So we've got this beautiful navy blue border, we've got light blue in here, and then lots of white. So I kind of stalled out because I'm here in the white. So this is, let me get my card. While you take a gander at that beauty, let me get my card with the information on it, which is easier said than done apparently. Keep looking, we're looking. Okay, so this pattern is called Take Me to the Sea. I got it out of Just Cross Stitch magazine. It was in the August 2021 issue. This was designed by Doreen Jones of Doreen J. Cross Stitch. So I am stitching it all on the called for, with the called for DMC on Charles Craft linen. So this is 28 count white linen. And I just got the scroll of Charles Craft linen at Michael's. I had wanted to stitch on linen. It was before I discovered my LNS. And I just walked in and was like, yeah, let's buy this scroll off the wall there. And it's been great. I have really enjoyed it. It is even, it is well made. This is, if I didn't say, it's 28 count. So I'm doing 2 over 2 threads of floss over 2 fabric threads. I'm not liking the coverage as much. I think I'm gonna enjoy sticking to a little bit higher count linen threads when I'm doing 2 strands of floss over it. I think they look better, but I still really like it. On this one, let me show you what the finished product will look like when I'm all done with it, which is, it's gonna be a minute, guys. This one's gonna take some time, but this is it. This is Take Me to the Sea. I just love it. I love those colors with the blues. I love being on the water and boats, so that's just perfect. Can't wait. So we've got a little bit of a start on that one. You can see the scroll, still working on it. So let me put it back in my little homemade bag here before I get out my next one. So my next scroll frame project is a stitch along that I started doing with Samantha the Huga Stitcher. I learned how to say it, guys. If you've been watching, you've heard me struggle over that word, and I learned how to say it because you guys walked me through it. Thank you. She's a Huga Stitcher. So this is the sal is called Live in the Sunshine, and this pattern is Summer Quaker by Leela Studios. You can see this is a massive, massive scroll run. No regrets. I love it, but it is huge. And here we are. This is my progress so far. And I've got my beautiful needleminder. It says clever girl off Jurassic Park. And I believe my needleminder was from CatLadyStitches on Etsy. I'll double check that and put it in the notes. But yeah, I did a whole bunch of work on this one this past week. I had started it, I had posted my start on Instagram, and then realized that I started way too high up on my fabric to be able to put it into scroll rods, which I had intended to do. I wanted to just jump off August 1st, start the day on the stitch along, and in true Olivia fashion, I started half-cocked. So I did not have my scroll frame yet, and so I just started with the hoop and went, oh, okay, this is plenty of room. It was not plenty of room. So I had to frog all of those stitches and then have a restart. So this is my restart. And let me show you what the pattern is. I absolutely love it. Just the colors. So this is it. This is the Summer Quaker from Leela Studios. Excuse me. So I am stitching this with the called for DMC on 32 count linen in the color flax. And I'm stitching 2 strands of floss over 2 fabric threads. Absolutely love those colors. And here in North Texas, it is still hot as Hades, so I feel like I will be able to stitch on my summery things for some time to come when it still feels summery. I know a lot of people have switched over to do samplers September, and I have a sampler I love that's gorgeous. It was my first linen project, but it's just too hot. It's all fall colors. I just can't do it. Well, it's still 110 degrees outside. I just can't stitch on fall things yet. So we'll see. But those are my 2 summer patterns. I also, while I was on vacation, got to work on my bees. So this is my bee pattern. Let me pull out this information real quick for y'all. This also came from the Cross Stitch Magazine August 2021 issue. And this is the pattern. So the pattern came with these 3 set up. It was designed by Anna Pavliuk. They're all 3 gorgeous, and I'm going to do all 3. But I started with this little guy right here. Just cute as a button. So I'm gonna be making that into a bookmark for me. This will be the first thing I've ever made for myself. I'm excited about that. It took a little while before I felt like I had permission to enjoy something like that for myself. I don't know why that is. I don't know why it is at first that I felt like all of my stitching had to be for somebody else to be worth my time. But now I know that that's not true, that it's okay for me to stitch, for me to spend time in my stitching corner, just for the joy of doing it, for the joy of making something, for the joy of being able to hold up my work to whoever will listen and go, look, isn't it so cute? And then that's enough. That's enough. That's how I found peace. That's the part of this that gave me the zen to help with anxiety and stress. So yeah, and it's okay to use that for something that's just for me to enjoy too. It's okay to take the time. So if you're thinking that like I did, don't be silly like me. You can stitch for you. So these are my bees so far. I have not done the back stitching. You can see my beautiful hoop, obviously not ironed. But I've got a branch, I've got a beehive, I've got bees with wings and cute little bee bodies. And then this little is gonna be a honeycomb pattern down there. But yeah, I am absolutely loving some of the color gradient that's in this. And it's fun stitching on this. So I'm stitching it on 16 count Aida. And it is literally scrap Aida that I got from my creative reuse store up in Denton, Texas that I love so much. Yeah, just super easy. It's been a nice, fun, kind of a quick stitch, but we'll see. I'm still working my way through it. I have some ribbon also set aside in my big project bag that I'm hoping to kind of come up with a new way to put the ribbon through the bookmark. We'll see. I'm trying out some different finishes. I used 2 different finishing techniques for my bookmarks that I did for my coworkers. That was in one of my previous floss tubes, I think floss tube number 4, if you would like to see how I did that. And now I'm gonna try something different that has kind of a ribbon to make it elongated to stick out of a book. And if I like it, if it's not a total disaster, I'll share it with you. We shall see. It could be both of those things. And then lastly, I have an almost finish. We're so close, so close. This is my bugs pattern. It's another pattern from, you guessed it, Cross Stitch Magazine. It's called Visitors to My Garden. Isn't it just so cute? I absolutely love the bugs in this. So cute. That butterfly, the dragonfly, all of it. I can't pick a favorite. They're so cute. So this was designed by Gane Uyan of Turquoise Graphics and Designs. It is just beautiful. It's also going to be one of my first time stitching with variegated floss. I bought variegated floss to do these letters. So hopefully you can see that there's some change in the color there. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But I'm excited. Okay, now I'm excited to really show it to you. Get my needle minder off of here. And here she is. Isn't it just beautiful? I'm going to zoom it in so you guys can see even more. I just cannot get over some of these colors. Hopefully it's good color. Hopefully they're coming through. I hope you can see. Anyway, hopefully maybe your imagination can make up for anything that lighting is taken away from you. But yes, I'm absolutely digging this pattern. So I have done the back stitching on all these ones across the bottom. I've done the back stitching on my dragonfly, and only need to do the praying mantis, which this poor praying mantis, it's just a stick body right now until I get the back stitching to give it life. And then on the butterfly. So hopefully maybe even today, maybe today I'll get this finished done. If I do, I'll post it on my Instagram so you can see. And then once that's done, I'll do the stitching for the Visitors to My Garden words. And I think the way I'm gonna finish this is just to fray the edges and let it be just really loose and kind of feels burlappy. So this is just on some scrap, I think it's 32 count linen that I picked up, again, from the reused craft store. It's literally just a piece of scrap linen. And I feel like this kind of has a homegrown naturalist kind of feel to it. So I'm gonna keep it that way. So I think the way I'm gonna finish it is just kind of defray the edges and then pin it up on my bulletin board. So there we go, there's my bugs. So cute. This is what my husband has had to adore. Every single time I do something, I hold it up and I go, see, it's so cute. Don't you see how cute it is? He loves me so much. But every man has a breaking point. So there we go. There are my 3 current projects, my 3 WIPs. Now let's get to the new ones. So I have 2 new projects kitted up in my project bags that I do. So first things first, I will show you my Georgia O'Keeffe mini art. Oh no, and I don't have a picture of this one. Well, that's on me. It was a PDF design that I got off of Etsy. Let me see if I even have the name of the designer here. Yes, okay, I can at least give you some information. So this was for this O'Keeffe Poppy. It's gorgeous by Cross Stitch Obsession. I bought it from her channel, her store on Etsy, I mean. And I'm going to get started on this. So I'm gonna be doing it on 18 count, just kind of this off-white Aida. I have all of my floss now all kitted up in its beautiful floss away bag. So you can see from the poppy, it's lots of these really warm, very vibrant colors. So it's lots of reds, it's lots of oranges, these kind of burnt orangey colors here. I think it's gonna be gorgeous. It's very small. So it's from that kind of like faddish, I don't know, faddish, maybe it's gonna be longer than a fad. But they were popular on Reddit, on Instagram for a while there, of the mini arts. So like it's taking a famous work of art and making a cross stitch pattern that's like this big out of it. So you may have seen like Starry Night or Monet's or the Mona Lisa, really small like that. Or the girl with the pearl earring is a really popular one. And I found this one, Georgia O'Keeffe, who's one of my favorite artists, just kind of inspirational person in general. She designed, or she painted that, and then I saw this design and went, oh, well, obviously if I'm gonna do any kind of the mini artworks, I'm gonna do this one. I like the idea of doing a whole bunch of them and having like a mini art gallery wall from all of your itty bitty cross stitches, but we'll see. I have lots of plans. So I will have to find a way to give you guys an image of that because it's so cute, so pretty. Color printer or something. And then lastly, I have what I'm also realizing again, no picture of this because it was also an Etsy store design. But this was it's called the May Morris flower pot. This design, the original artwork was designed by May Morris. She's the daughter of William Morris, who's a really, I would say, very well-known English designer, did lots of really beautiful fabrics. This was done in the late 1800s. And then Annette Schwartzmiller created this cross-stitch pattern. And all I have is the chart, which I can't show you, and it's so beautiful. I'm gonna have to find a way to put an image here because it's gorgeous. Anyway, this is the project that I'm going to be taking with me on my trip to the UK. I thought, what better place to stitch a designer that is a homegrown girl from a father of a homegrown English artist than to do my May Morris flower pot. So in my stitch bag, which will now be going with me on an airplane, I am taking my handy dandy Q-snap. I am taking my brand new fabric that I got. This is Zweigart. I think 18 count. Now I've lost it. What was this one? Yes, no, 16 count. It is 16 count antique white Ada from Zweigart. I still need to bind the edges, but this is what I will be taking with me. Gonna be gorgeous. It's kind of a big design. I think it's gonna be about this big when it's said and done. So obviously will not be completing it on my trip, but I think I'll get some good stitch time in. Just think of me sitting on a Cornwall beach stitching like that. Maybe I'll be at Kynance Cove and I'll be stitching on that. It's gonna be gorgeous. Anyway, I have all my flosses all kitted up, and as hopefully you can see some of these beautiful colors. There's lots of greens, lots of these orangey colors, some blues, but it's gonna be really beautiful. I cannot wait. So those are my new starts. I am gonna have to find a way to give you guys a picture so that you can see kind of the beautiful plan, what will be in time. And that's kind of the thing I've learned as I've gone from being a monogamish stitcher to stitching lots of projects at the same time, is that you could stitch lots of things at the same time. Just the time from start to completion is elongated because I don't have more time to stitch, although I do spend quite a bit of time stitching, but I just have the same amount of stitching time spread over multiple projects. So I might make progress on something, but the actual getting to the finish line of completion takes longer. So long as I'm not impatient to have a finished object or on a timeline like I was for the coworker gifts, it's great. Just enjoy it. I really enjoy being able to take a break from things like my Into the Sea project. While I'm in all the white section, I can just do something else for a little while. Guess what? I can go stitch on some bugs with all those different colors. I can switch from that and go, look at these cute bees. Let's keep stitching on that. Helps me keep the joy. And isn't that the point? Isn't that the point of why create something like this, is to find the joy? So I'm finding joy in colors. I'm finding joy in different fabrics. And I'm finding joy in being able to look at very tangible, visible progress. There's so many times we do things we don't see we don't see how close we're getting to a finish line. This one, every stitch I make, I can see closer. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. If you're on Instagram, my Instagram is the same handle here. It's long live, L-I-V, no E, long live the stitcher. And hopefully I'll see you next time. Take care.